What Draymond did on opening night was disgusting. If I was Jordan Poole, I would be pissed. Draymond obviously isn't sorry that he punched his teammate. Now he's making money off it. Honestly, I can't see Draymond on this team after this season, and there's only one place he could go. Other teams don't make any sense except for one. But I have to first show you what Draymond did on ring night because it was embarrassing. So the games were on TNT, which is Draymond's other employer. Plays basketball for the Warriors, does a podcast for the Volume Network, and TV on TNT. So Draymond did a whole mini documentary about the punch. He told the entire story from his perspective.
And then you kind of move to the why, part of the process of why did this happen? And walking yourself through why.
Why are we hearing about your every thought on this? I thought Draymond said it was going to be between him and Jordan Poole. They were going to handle it. Jordan Poole even said that in his recent press conference. He said, you know what? I don't want to discuss this because Draymond and I are going to work it out. And now Draymond is going on national TV and telling his side of the story.
And so I was just at home chilling with my children. If you want me to be honest with you, I still don't know how much the world may think it blew up.
Okay, why are we seeing his kid there? It's an obvious attempt to make us feel sorry for Draymond. Wait, did he punch his teammate? Or is he the victim here?
On October 12th, 4 days after his exile, for lack of a better word, Draymond Green arises for an early morning workout at his residence. He has to keep his body ready. Today, he has work to do.
Okay, so just so we're clear, he's supposed to go away from the team to think about what he did, and he just calls up a camera crew? What? He's turning the punch into content for his own media career. This is the most selfish, unaware thing I can possibly think of. Like, now we see Draymond working out early in the morning like it's some Kobe motivation video. Oh, and by the way, he's a family man. Look at him with his daughter. And don't tell me that TNT made him do this. You know he could have told them, no, I'm sorry, that's inappropriate, which it is. The Warriors begged Draymond not to do a podcast about this, so he does a TV show instead? What is wrong with him? If anyone deserves to have their thoughts on a mini documentary, it's Jordan Poole. But he is actually being a professional about this, which Draymond said he was going to be. Instead, Draymond is looking out for his own post-basketball media career by giving the exclusive interview to his employer at TNT. Now, I'm sure his TV bosses were really happy about that, but it's to the detriment of his own team and his relationship with Jordan Poole, and it makes his apology look totally inauthentic. If I am Jordan Poole and his family, I would look at this and feel sick because of how he's using the punch to boost his own profile.
Get back to work, get back to practice, put the work in that needs to be put in from a basketball standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, and get back to business.
Okay, all those words sound like the right thing to say, but his actions are the exact opposite. And you lead by your actions. If you're a leader and what you say doesn't match up with what you do, no one respects you. He's saying, well, we've got to move forward with basketball things. That's the opposite of what you're doing. You don't make a documentary about you punching your teammate. All that does is continue to drag out the story. Have people like me make YouTube videos. I didn't even want to make this video. I am so done with this topic. But after Draymond shows us who he really is, we have to call it out. But this last line in his little documentary was the worst.
I was told the world has been able to see one of your worst moments. Look at all the upside you have now.
Oh my God. I can't even believe what I just saw. Like, I'm only laughing about this because that's the only reaction you can have to such a ridiculous statement. Look at all the upside you have now. How is this about you? Oh, and it's a positive thing. In Draymond's very first apology, he came out and said, I apologize to Jordan and his family. Then he goes out and does this. That apology meant nothing. But the thing multiple people are gonna say in this comments is, look, even the punch itself is not that big of a deal. Happens all the time. Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr. Actually, that's wrong. I'm not an NBA player. You probably aren't. And so many current and ex-NBA players have come out and said, you never see this. Kevin Durant, Raja Bell, recently Jeff Van Gundy, they all say this was not normal. You may see skirmishes, but for a big guy vet to punch out a smaller, younger guy doesn't happen. Even with all that, what I saw during the ring ceremony really opened my eyes. Everybody got called out one by one. It was a beautiful thing. My favorite part was Steph bringing out that random front office lady who's worked with the team for 18 years. That is a humble superstar. So easy to root for Steph. But everyone was smiling, and Draymond got his ring. And I then got why they didn't want to suspend him for that. Because Draymond did earn that ring. It was great to see him celebrating with his teammates, raising the banner. You can't take that away from him. But then it made me feel like, man, he really spoiled a great opportunity. What a moment when you're all together celebrating, feel like a team again, to be able to turn that page. But Draymond had to go out and make a Punch documentary about himself. So I really think this is going to be his last year on the Warriors. The ownership ain't spending $500 million to keep this team together. Joe Lacob already came out and said that. And then they already went out and paid Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins. Somebody is going to take the fall. It's going to be Draymond, not Klay Thompson. And not from a talent standpoint, from a financial standpoint. Because talent-wise, Draymond is such a perfect fit for the Warriors. Otherworldly chemistry with Steph. It's crazy. He is a third star who doesn't take a ton of shots. That is so rare. But the more famous he's gotten, the more out of touch he is. He's like Kyrie or Kanye, except not that bad yet. What Draymond suffers from is the disease of me, which is something Pat Riley came up with in his book called The Winner Within. Basically, Pat Riley says what kills great players is they get success and then they become obsessed with themselves. They turn into a self-obsessed leader. So if Draymond is that, then where should he go next? It's obvious that he wants to be a Laker. Buddy with LeBron, especially in the offseason. Draymond's already a clutch client. Dre would love the glamour of Hollywood, obviously. But he's not what they need. I mean, the Lakers need three-point shooting. They don't need another point guard. They already have too many of those. The only team that makes sense is the Detroit Pistons. Draymond is from there. They have the cap space, and they can justify it because he's a championship vet teaching a young team. But this situation keeps getting worse on the Dubs because Draymond can't help himself. But I have a young Warrior winning a player award this season. So what I did was I went through every single major player award, MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Sixth Man, all of them, right? Defensive Player of the Year. And I talked about which three players do I think are going to be in contention. Then I let you know who's going to win each award. And then just for fun, I threw in like a total wild card player who could come out of nowhere. Check it out.